Bitcoin shorts lose $150 million as Bitcoin is posed for tremendous upside. A market observer said that Bitcoin and crypto markets will enter an unprecedented phase of adaptation. We literally just talked about this as prices eventually breach lifetime peaks. So allegedly starting this year, we're going to see major breakout. Starting this year, we're going to see major breakout, and there's 27 of us in here to enjoy it. What do you guys what do you guys think about that? Sit sideways like Slim Thug and Paul Wall. So now here it says Bitcoin price rally has shaken out leveraged bearish bets. Analysts said that the cryptocurrency is a new bull market and posed to rally ahead of the impending mining reward halving. Okay. Leveraged bets against Bitcoin lost over $150 million in the past 24 hours. What does that mean? These shorts that people placed against Bitcoin, it was betting against Bitcoin, lost $150 million. Shout out to AB Promotions. Hey, look, do you believe what I be saying now, bro? Do you believe what I be saying now? I don't be kidding when I be saying this shit. And people don't want that kind of stuff focused on, so they'll try to shout you down. But like I said, the numbers speak for themselves. somebody sick, somebody big mad. It's really hard. It is kind of hard to predict Bitcoin. But if you look at the trends based on what quarter of the year it is, a lot of times the behavior, it kind of flows in a cycle. Would you guys say? It is kind of hard to make like individual predictions based on specific events. But I think if you made a broad estimate, based on historical charts, I think you'd be able to do pretty decent using historical charts to make some price predictions. I think that historical charts would probably be a better way to go than to try to assume some type of rule or to come up with some type of calculation framework or something like that. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug said no prediction needed. You can learn price levels. Facts. That's true too. So now here it says Bitcoin briefly topped the 57,000 level early Tuesday to reach its highest price since November of 2021 on the back of multiple catalysts, such as rising volumes on spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds, which are ETFs, and institutional buying. Covering shorts may have contributed to the asset's strength since the start of this week. Data from CoinGlass shows shorts have lost over $180 million since Sunday. Still, interest jumped from 48 billion to nearly 54 billion, showing a rise in bullish bets as traders expected volatility. Liquidation is when an exchange forcefully closes a trader's leveraged position due to a margin shortfall. It happens when a trader lacks sufficient funds to keep the trade open. Large liquidations can signal the local top or bottom of a steep price move, which may allow traders to position themselves accordingly. The Bitcoin bump buoyed the broader crypto market. Ethereum, Solana, and Cardano rose 8% in the past 24 hours, while Stacks, a Bitcoin layer 2 token, spiked over 25%. I never heard of Stacks. Y'all ever heard of Stacks? Shout out to DC Precise. DC Precise, they sound like some old heads. Vanguard sound like some old heads. Vanguard said they don't believe in that asset class. How do you not believe in some shit that's in reality? I bet you they believe in God, but they don't believe in Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't that just amaze you when people say such insane shit? I don't believe in Bitcoin. What are you talking about? It's been around forever. Them same people that say that they don't go to Bitcoin, they don't believe in Bitcoin, and go to church. And argue with you that they're actually going to church for a reason. Seriously, I want y'all to conceptualize that. Sit back, relax, get comfortable, and just think of the statement. I don't believe in Bitcoin. Why can't the people on Twitch, except for Debug, spell? This dude says not believe in Allah, but believe in scam coin. I could never. You don't even believe in spelling words properly. When with your screen name that you got there with the band, that wouldn't be, is that short for Taliban? Good point. Yeah, I appreciate it. Hey, I appreciate the honesty. Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. Yeah, I'm cooking you. You know what I'm saying? I'm cooking you. It's all good though. You'll be all right. I'll turn it on simmer so you don't burn up too much. You'll be all right. So now, shout out to Bronzy God. What's good with you, bro? So now here it says, market observer said Bitcoin is firmly in a new bull market and could see a significant upside as the anticipated halving event approaches. Bitcoin's decisive rally signals the de facto start of a new bull market, said Alex Alderman, founder of Lolly, in an email to CoinDesk. Major price movements are being driven by sheer positive market sentiment and persistent Bitcoin ETF inflows, which reached new daily highs with the day's rally. All right. With the Bitcoin halving just over a month away, which historically brings price increases, tremendous upside lies ahead for Bitcoin, Alderman added. Halving is part of the Bitcoin network's code to reduce inflationary pressure on the cryptocurrency and will cut the reward in half for successfully mining a Bitcoin block. This makes obtaining or mining new Bitcoin much harder and has historically preceded bull runs. I think that is fascinating that whoever coded Bitcoin coded it to automatically adjust itself for economic volatility and uncertainty. I think that that's interesting. Yeah. Shout out to Patrick Taylor. Patrick Taylor said, Rob said these people drop to their knees talking and waiting for something to appear, but call you crazy. Bro, the only time you don't get called crazy for talking to yourself is when you pray. That's wild. I'll sit there and talk to myself all day. Somebody call me crazy. I'm talking to myself. Somebody will then go and get on their knees and pray to something that nobody even knows if it exists or not. And that person somehow is not crazy. But I'm talking to me, who I know is right there. I tried to explain this to somebody and they said, you're crazy. And I'm like, but you're the one that's trying to communicate with something that you don't even know is there or not. I know that I'm standing here and I'm communicating with myself, but I'm somehow crazy. Somebody make that make sense. Make it make sense for real. Somebody help explain that. Please, somebody explain that logically to me. I will be forever grateful if you can help me understand that. Right. Shout out to Black Lightning. They called you crazy for singing to yourself in the shower. Right. But I'm singing to myself and I know that I'm there because I'm in the shower showering and I'm singing for my personal enjoyment. You know what I'm saying? But like some people actually ask something that they don't know is there for actual physical objects. So they ask something that's not physically there for actual physical objects. Like it's just going to 3D print out of nowhere. And they actually believe that this is plausible, like it's going to happen. But if you start listing stuff off to yourself, I got to do this today, I got to do that today. Oh, you talking to yourself? Yeah. This same person that just said, oh, you talking to yourself will literally be all over the place in church. Talking to who? Somebody that they think is there, that they don't know is there. But I'm talking to somebody that I know is there. I know that I'm there. Let me ask you guys this question. We're gonna shut this down once and for all. If you talk to yourself, standardize across the board, is somebody there receiving the message? You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Al. You're there receiving the message, right? So you know that you're there. But if you talk to who it is that you're supposed to worship in church, how do you know that that's there? It's not a guarantee. It's only guaranteed if you talk to yourself. You can guarantee two things if you talk to yourself. The first thing is that somebody's there, and the second thing is that somebody's listening. You can't guarantee that with anybody else. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? So now this article here, an analyst explains why Bitcoin price targets $90,000. Here's my question. At what point this year do people think that Bitcoin will reach $90,000? Anybody got any estimates? This analyst here believes that at some point Bitcoin will reach $90,000, which we know that Bitcoin has to reach $90,000 at some point, at least, right? With those halving estimates. But my question for you guys is, how soon do you think that this will occur? When do you guys think that this will happen? So now here it says, so again, we're still in the past with these prices, right? As of writing, Bitcoin has been consolidating between $50,500 and $53,000. The market participants await the breakout or breakdown to predict the future price trajectory of Bitcoin. Now, let me ask you guys a question. When the market corrects itself, what do you guys think that the price will be at this point when the market corrects itself? What price should we be looking at to start buying again? This is a win, lose, or rug question. This is the kind of stuff win, lose, or rug be calculating. What do you guys think the new buy-in price will be? Because now, right, what should happen theoretically, shout out to Vega, what's good with it, Vega? What should happen theoretically is that right now people should be, remember, this isn't financial advice, but people should be selling some off and waiting for it to go down below the minimum price that they bought it before and then buy it all back. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug said Bitcoin is better to just buy in increments until we hit that 90K. I ain't mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Shout out to Keith. Keith agrees with Win Loser Rug. Yeah, I buy a little bit of Bitcoin every pay. You know, the rappers don't even talk about Bitcoin in their music yet. Why do you think that is? If I was in the rap game, I wouldn't even be talking about dollars. All my money would be in Bitcoin. That's all I'm talking about is Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? They would call me 6 Bricks. They'll call me 6 Bricks right now. That'd be my rap name, 6 Bricks. Shout out to With the Band. With the Band said my first exposure to Nipsey was a Bitcoin video. Oh, okay, first exposure to Nipsey Hussle. That's what's good. I'm gonna tell you something about rappers. Rappers will be smoking black rock before they start talking about black rock. Actually, they be smoking crack rock before they talk about black rock. Would you guys agree? If y'all agree that rappers will smoke crack rock before they talk about black rock, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. I strongly believe that. You know what I'm saying? Svensson's theory is based on the analysis of a parabolic curve pattern. This anticipation, backed by historical data and global liquidity trends, suggests a significant upward trajectory for Bitcoin. Here go my question. How many people know what a parabolic curve pattern is? You guys know what a parabolic curve pattern is? That basically means like a McDonald's arch, right? Remember from math class, parabolas? Yeah, I gotta agree. I always call Bitcoin the undercurrent of cryptocurrency. Yeah, there we go. Shout out to my man over here with the Taliban. Y equals X squared, and the standard form of Y equals AX squared plus BX plus C. Yeah, that'll get you a parabola on the graph. You can put that shit in a TI-80 graphing calculator to get you a nice little St. Louis arch. So that's what the Bitcoin graph is going to look like. Okay. Now you know with the ban, you know his foreign ass was gonna have the math on there real quick. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Gotta compete with the undocumented bros. You know what I'm saying? Gotta compete with the undocumented bros. You know what I'm saying? You know his foreign ass was gonna have the AX plus YX equals B with the graph and everything on demand and shit. That's how you learn it in them places where you ain't got no books. They be making them memorize everything. I'm dead serious. You know what I'm saying? So another thing that you could use too is a financial calculator. How many people ever used a financial calculator that got the internal rate of return on it, net present value, the compound interest formulas? He had it on demand. Yeah. Shout out to Black Lightning. Black Lightning said, I wonder if any black conservatives spoke on this topic. I'm done with rappers, comedians, and movie actors speaking on what's best for our interests. Yeah, I agree. Unless it's somebody that's actually smart, but the problem is it's not very many of them that, you know what I'm saying? Not very many of them that are really smart or like that. And interestingly, the ones that are smart or the ones that are ambitious, somehow they magically get unalived. You know what I'm saying? And what's interesting about it is that they seem to get unalived right when they plan on starting to do something that would be good. Shout out to my man over here, certified undocumented. I ain't mad at it, bro. I ain't mad at it. At least you keeping it a buck. At least you keeping it on Twitch. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, delving deeper into his methodology, Svensson points out that Bitcoin is trading at the steeper portion of the parabolic trend known as base 3, which typically precedes a parabolic price rise. Drawing from historical data, he notes that after reaching base 3, Bitcoin's price has historically doubled. So again, and what's interesting about it is that he's using historical data, which is what I said would probably be the most accurate way to calculate Bitcoin, because there's not really any accurate way to calculate Bitcoin. So the best thing to do is try to figure out a pattern by placing the charts on top of each other. He said, we live on the Twitch up here. All right, that's what's good. Bitcoin's price at the breakout from base 3 was around $45,000, which forms the basis of his $90,000 target. So now that means that at base 3, $45,000, it's got to double from $45,000 to get to $90,000. Okay. Moreover, Svensson's analysis extends to calculating the surge ratio in each cycle to forecast the upcoming bull cycle's peak. His calculations, which factor in a 500% surge from the 2022 bottom, points toward a peak of around $95,000 for the current cycle. Despite the two converging data points supporting his prediction, Svensson cautions his audience to consider these forecasts with degrees of skepticism, acknowledging the myriad of real-world factors that could influence market dynamics. Now, let me ask you guys this question. What factors are there that could influence market dynamics, and how would they influence the market dynamics? That's my question for you guys. What kind of factors are out there that could cause volatility and unforeseen changes in the cryptocurrency market? What do y'all think? I would take it with a grain of salt because it has a lot more to do with the real world in reality than a specific number, Svensson said. Now we should look at this. See, he's just what is this? Is this Ivan on tech? Who is? I don't know who this person is. We'll take a look at this video though. Yeah, let's take a look at this video real quick. Bitcoin textbook setup, $90,000. Let's check this out.
We are now coming up on the 1-year anniversary of when I began calling for a parabolic trend on this channel. 11 months ago, we began discussing the potential of a parabolic trend because you know what? Bitcoin does this every cycle. It always finds a parabolic trend at some point. And now,
all right, so let's break this down. Shout out to Alonzo. What's good with it, bro? Yeah, war, BlackRock. Would you guys say that economic conditions, also government policy, foreign policy, political conditions, depending on who's the president, which president would be more or less favorable towards cryptocurrency? Elizabeth Warren, Democrats are extremely anti-cryptocurrency. I don't know if people are aware of that. If you're not aware of that, make sure you guys hit the links when those cards pop out on the videos. I'll post receipts from past videos that I've done where I've roasted Elizabeth Warren on her position on cryptocurrency.
we are now coming up on the 1-year anniversary of when I began calling for a parabolic trend on this channel. 11 months ago, we began discussing the potential of a parabolic trend because you know what? Bitcoin does this every cycle. It always finds a parabolic trend at some point. And now a lot of people are looking at the Bitcoin trend and the textbook diagram. Everyone has an opinion on where we are in this trend, but there is one very easy, distinct way to know where we are, which base we are currently at. And that is wherever the price meets the trend line. I think that this is clear as day. We are currently coming up on the steeper portion of the parabolic trend, which is where base 3 is in the diagram. When it gets really steep, well, here we are.
Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Yo, Win Loser Rug, you still in here? Have you ever heard of this method? How many people have ever heard of this method? If you guys have ever heard of this method, give me a thumbs up. If you guys haven't, give me a thumbs down. I've never heard of this, but this looks real interesting. And I'm gonna actually do a little bit of research and check this out and see how accurate this is.
Now, guys, it's getting pretty steep. What's going to happen next? How high are we going to go? And the textbook suggests that after base 3, you get a double in price. 45,000 times 2 is the target of the parabola. $90,000 would be the target according to the textbook, which is interesting because I have a price target that I came up with recently. I posted this in my Patreon. What I did was I went to ChatGPT, used AI to calculate.
So this he went to ChatGPT talking about he finna use AI. I don't know about all that. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug says, nah, I don't trust patterns. So you said your method, your preferred method is to use trend lines, you said, right? Price levels and buying and selling volumes. Okay. All right. Well, do me a favor. In the comment section, explain that a little bit more. And real quick, shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate each and every one of you all for watching. We got 50 people, we got 50 likes, and we got 34 people watching. If everybody could bang on that like button and get us to 70, that would be great. Also, if you guys have not subscribed to the channel, please take a moment, hit that bell and subscribe to the channel, and please share the stream to your social media.
Calculate the reducing ratio to come up with the next number in the sequence for both the highs and the lows. 60,000 divided by 6, 10,000 divided by 5, 2,000 divided by 4, and that gives us 500%. Divide by 6, divide by 5, divide by 4, that actually lands us at 95,000. So that is certainly very intriguing that the textbook lines up with the calculation that I got from AI. So we have those two data points that are lining up to 90 to 95,000. Now, something I want to mention is that this whole thing with these calculations, whether it's the 5.3 theory or it's this AI reducing value ratio calculation, whatever it is, it's kind of a weak analysis in a way. I would take it with a grain of salt because it has a lot more to do with the world in reality than a specific number. Because when you look at the things that really matter, it's the Fed balance sheet and the global liquidity. This is the global liquidity index. And you can see that even though the Fed's balance sheet was flat in 2016, 2017, the global liquidity index was on a major move up, Bitcoin following. Bitcoin tops out right around the time of the global liquidity index, goes sideways with it, and then goes up with it, and goes down with it. And it kind of just follows the global liquidity. You know, Bitcoin being already very close to its all-time high. If we start to see the money coming back, the money.
So now, like, here's the problem, right? Like, it follows this global liquidity index until you get right here, and then all of a sudden, an inverse correlation starts happening. Do you guys see how? Like, do you guys see what I'm saying? So it does look like it follows the global liquidity index, but then right at the end, you can see where the candlesticks go opposite of the green. At some point, there's an inverse correlation that starts. So here's my question for you guys: what causes that? And I'm wondering if he's going to address that.
Printer turning on, the Fed balance sheet ticking up, the global liquidity ticking up. It means that the price of Bitcoin may actually end up going a little bit higher, or a lot higher than the crowd currently expects. And when I say that, what I mean is the people that keep saying that Bitcoin's not going to go above 100, or because in these past cycles, Bitcoin is trending up alongside the global liquidity. Now we're trending up against the liquidity cycle. So if the liquidity cycle turns around in our favor, that's sort of like a double whammy. Bitcoin's diverging away from the global liquidity in a positive manner. We have the ETF approval, the halvings coming up. There's a lot of really good things here.
How do we know how? Here's my thing with this, with his model. How do we know that it's just going to turn around? How do we know that it's not going to stay inverse? Like, I don't understand. Like, he's not really showing any evidence of how that would occur.
Liquidity in a positive manner. We have the ETF approval, the halvings coming up. There's a lot of really good things here for Bitcoin and crypto. So I'm keeping my mind open to the idea that the unexpected is always likely in this market. The estimated peak value I have is 142,500, but I won't be waiting for a specific price to take profit, because again, I created the halving cycle profit indicator to ensure that I'll be taking profits no matter what. And the way that I'm doing that is by placing both price targets and time targets, so that if certain prices are reached, you're taking a portion of your profits. And if certain time periods are reached, you're taking a portion of profits. So that way you're going to take profit. Don't just rely on one thing, one indicator, one number, one price. I would say have multiple plans for profit taking so that you're going to take profit no matter what.
Yeah, I gotta agree. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug says, and he's heavily news and economic event reliant. Yeah, and I gotta agree. See, because like I got a lot of questions with his model that he doesn't really like. He's just like, okay, well, this is going this way and this is gonna go this way. How do you know? Like, there's no law that says that those correlations are gonna reverse just because they hit a certain point. Like, there's got to be something that all of this stuff has to have a causation. And if you're saying that these lines are going to go in all these different directions, but you're not giving what the causation is, that's not really helping if we're trying to develop a buying strategy. You know what I'm saying? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down.
Happens. Going back to the beginning point of this video, Bitcoin is now heading up for base 4, and the textbook suggests a target of 90,000. We'll see if that ends up being the peak price of the cycle, or maybe the global liquidity cycle will start to pick back up and send us a lot higher than people expect. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe, hit the like button, and if you guys want to
All right, so there's that.